So today the plan is to paint a canvas for my mum for Mother's Day. I've planned out the painting on Procreate and hopefully I can execute it on canvas. Not sure if you can hear it, but my two dogs are wrestling in the background, so if you hear grunting, it's that and not something else strange. But yeah, the plan is to paint the canvas. I don't really have a backup plan for what to buy her or make her, so hopefully this all goes well. I haven't painted on canvas for a long time. Honestly, can't remember the last time I have painted on canvas. I did paint the clay things a few weeks ago, and that was a strange experience. Painting 3D objects is something I definitely haven't done since like preschool, so a lot of learning to do with that, and paint got everywhere all over my hands and all over the boards. I was like resting them on to dry in between. I don't know how people do the clay stuff as often as I've seen some artists do it, but I guess maybe if that's their main thing, they have it down packed. But it took me so long to paint what I've painted already, and I've been kind of procrastinating painting the rest and kind of in a way hoping it would dry a bit more, so every time I touch it more paint doesn't come off in my hands. It hasn't been as bad as in the past. I tried to do some clay stuff probably a year ago, and I was using gouache, and I found even when the gouache had dried, like just the oil and like not moistness on my hands are quite dry as hands come, but just like warmth of my hands would reactivate the gouache and it would just get wet and the paint would kind of come off easily, which is super annoying. I managed to get a recommendation on some paints to get from one of my friends, and they have been a lot better, but I think they still kind of come off a little bit. I think that's just probably the nature of paint, and I just have to be more careful, but the recommendation was definitely worth it. I also love the colors of these paints. They're a lot better quality, and I got to kind of pick a palette in a way, which was really nice to do. The paints I was using before was just like the paint sets you get, like with like what, 12 or 24 like just mini little paints, and you're kind of stuck with what they give you. But with these I got big tubes of the colors that I really like, and I don't have to mix as often. I was really dumb and I didn't buy purple or pink because I was like, oh, I'll just mix them, but it was really annoying to mix like all the time. So I went back and I bought more. So the purple I'm using today is new because I bought it in between the last clay paint and now. I'm really happy with the color. I made sure to use purple in my mom's design for the Mother's Day artwork, as it's her favorite color. She's like obsessed with purple. Whenever I make a sticker that's purple, she won't even really care about the design, to be honest. I think she's just like, oh, I like the purple one. I'm like, okay, I'll give you some purple ones. So I really wanted to put purple in the design. Hopefully the background being purple is enough because everything else isn't, but I think everything works well with the purple, so it should be fine. I remember when I would paint when I was not really a kid, like I guess in high school when we did like some art canvases for like projects and stuff, art class, and I would bring it home and continue it. Dad would always be like, make sure you paint the sides of the canvas. My dad, both my parents did art in high school, and like I think some people would think maybe I get it from them, but I don't know, their art styles are very different to mine. My dad likes abstract art, and that's primarily like what he's interested in when we go to museums and stuff and what he painted. And then my mom was an architect. She studied to be an architect, so she likes very structural paintings and like very realistic, so they're like exact opposites, which I find really funny. And then I guess I'm kind of in the middle. I like really cutesy stuff that's like kind of realistic, but with unrealistic colors and bright colors. But yeah, Dad did a lot of canvas painting, whereas Mum, I guess it was more pencil stuff. She did do a lot of really realistic pencil drawings, which were kind of crazy cool. I don't think she still has them though. I wish she did. But yeah, I kind of dabbled in both art styles, to be honest. My HSC art piece was a really realistic pencil drawing, so I guess similar to my mom's style. But then I do enjoy doing some more abstract stuff, but I'm not really a very deep person in terms of putting like, you know, this color represents that kind of thing. So I don't like enjoy it as much, or at least I don't feel like I'm doing it correctly. The bunnies are supposed to be all us girls, so my mum and I, and then Yume and Suika. I'm trying not to show my face too much in this vlog because my hair is really oily today. I was really dumb and it's like a long story. I was really dumb and I cut my hair at the end of last year. It was super long, like all the way down to my butt, and I just needed a change, so I cut it really short. And like, if you have long hair, you know, like you have to plan out what days you wash your hair, right? Because it's so long, it's such a long effort, and like putting the conditioner through it and washing it all, it gets so knotted, so it takes a long time to like comb it through. Once I got short hair, I was like, it's so easy to wash my hair, and I started washing it almost every day, and now it kind of became really oily. So I'm trying to fix that, and my way of doing that, I'm like, there's no science backing this stuff up, but in the past, I remember if I let my hair be really oily for like a long time and then I wash it, it'll slowly become like good again. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. So usually there's like one day a week or something where I have to go out and see people, and I'll plan I'm back to planning when I have to wash my hair because I was dumb. So today is an oily hair day. I'm not really seeing anyone this weekend because I'm busy doing some art stuff. So I will be very oily and I'm sorry about that. But that's why. Don't wash your hair every day. I do know there's something that you can do where you like don't wash your hair at all for like a month or two, and you don't use like shampoo or conditioner, you just use like water, and eventually your hair should like just use its like natural oils and become like good, or you know, God intended or whatever, like how nature intended, which my partner's actually done and it's worked out for him, but I don't think I could ever go that long without shampooing and conditioning my hair. But that's something you're interested in. I guess it kind of works. It works for him. He says that it's kind of the same as like if you were using shampoo and conditioner though, so your hair will become oily still, but then the day you decide to like wash your hair with water, it'll look fresh again, which is interesting. Guess you can save on like shampoo and conditioner. His hair doesn't smell as well, if you're thinking that. He hasn't become a stinky boy because of it. I was worried about that, but no, he didn't become stinky. So it's all good. So when Mother's Day came around, I took all my mom's prezzies over and she loved the canvas. She was surprised by it, and she loved it so much she found the perfect spot for it in one of the front rooms. Doesn't quite match the house's aesthetic, which I didn't think about, but it looks really great in that room because it matches like the carpet. So she found the perfect place for it. I'm so happy she likes it. And then soon after we went up to the dog park with Yume and Suika, and it was a really nice day. And for this week's current obsession, I have been totally obsessed with for almost like probably going on a month, Chinese fried skewers. Hear me out. If you haven't had them before, it's like that place that you would have seen, you walked past and there was a bunch of fridges and there were a bunch of like raw skewers in the fridges. I've been seeing them for a while, probably for the last like, before COVID, like the last 3 or 4 years, and I was like, what are those? But I like wasn't game to try. And like none of my friends had like recommended it or really like had it either, so I didn't have it. And then like one night we were at Burwood and it was kind of like the only food I really wanted for some reason. Like everything else was like, not feeling that. So we tried them and I've been addicted ever since. There is a place in Burwood, Chinatown. It's kind of like, I don't know how new it is, but the upstairs part is quite new. So that's where we first had it, and that one is called Kwafood fried skewers, I think. And there's also one in Rhodes, which we go to a lot, but they're all around the place. I think there's a few other brands that do these fried skewers, but I highly recommend them. You can get them in non-spicy, but I do prefer the mild spicy. I think that's probably the way to have them. Like, they're supposed to be spicy, at least what I think. I usually have it with a bubble tea because it's a little bit too spicy for me, but I really do like having it be hot. Yeah, so I definitely recommend that. My favorites are the bao buns, are definitely top tier. So definitely try the bao buns. If you're not sure what baos are, they're the like white looking bread roll kind of things. They're usually in the like vegetable part of the fridges. If they have like a vegetable fridge and a meat fridge, it'll be in the vegetable one. Highly recommend the bao buns. They feel very light and fluffy when they're fried, unlike when you have them just steamed. They're a bit more stodgy. Otherwise, rice cake I highly recommend too. It's very chewy and it's got like an outer crispy coating because it's been fried. That is also very nice. Rice cake is like it's like a giant flat bit of like rice. Like if you imagine if you cooked rice and then kind of like stamped it down and it's like solid, it's kind of like that. Like it tastes like rice. It has like the consistency of rice if it wasn't in little like pellets, you know? Anyways, highly recommend the rice cake. Otherwise, in terms of normal options, I also like the like chicken tender, the crumb chicken tenders. They pretty much look like schnitzels. They use completely breast meat, so it's great for me. I love breast meat. I'm not a thigh meat person, so yeah, all breast meat, no fat, so really good to have the schnitzel looking ones. Also highly recommend the crispy chicken tender ones, which have like little like rice bubbly things on the outside. They taste really good, so those are my go-to. My partner has the lamb and he loves them, and the crab cake. I have other friends that love the bean curd, and another friend loves the squid, so it really just depends. I think just the first time, try a bit of everything that you are game to try, and you'll probably find a favorite. So highly recommend. I think more people should try them because yeah, they're really good. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this video took so long to make. I've been so busy and Mother's Day was ages ago now, but thank you so much for watching. Hopefully the next video will be up sooner. I have 2 in the works, or 2.5 in the works. One is about to be recorded in a few weeks and it's very time sensitive, so we'll be trying to get that up as quickly as possible. So that'll either be the next one up, or if I have time, I will put up the Smash and Mellow Mart vlog up next. It just depends as to which one I can kind of finish first, but there'll definitely be a video in the next 2 to 3 weeks, hopefully. Yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everyone who's come to all my markets and who's like said they saw me from my videos. That's so cool. Yeah, so I guess I'll see you next time. Bye!